What's up, guys? You're in the machine. Quick tutorial here on crow or kakasana. The thing to keep in mind about an arm balance is that it's just a balance, not so much strength, but balancing the weight to the front and to the back. Today I'm going to show you how. We're going to baby step it for a person who's never even tried it on up to an expert to see if we can tighten up your position a little bit. Grab your stuff. Let's get started. All right, guys, this is where we're eventually headed with crow. Notice how I'm equalizing the weight to the front and the back. My arms are bent, so there's like a little shelf for my knees to rest on my tricep. But I'm not doing that much work. If I was working my tail off, I wouldn't be talking this easily. The weight to the front and to the back is even. The second I get it uneven, I fall. That's the most important thing to understand. It's like a seesaw. If two kids are the exact same weight on each side, they're not going to go anywhere unless one starts bouncing or one gains some weight. So I'm going to start you off kind of out of position to get you the feeling of that balance, and then we're going to tighten things up. So first things first. Squatting down, heels off the mat, knees wide. We're going to take our elbows and place them between our calf muscles and our inside hamstring, our thigh here. Set the elbows in place. With your hands about shoulder width, I want you to place them on the mat. Try to have parallel index fingers so you actually have something to push with. If they're spun way out, you'll be pushing in the wrong direction. From here, really, really, really low, I just want you to lean forward and practice taking off one foot and then the other. The great thing about this is that even though we are out of position, it gives us a chance to feel some wrist compression and to understand that balance point. And because we're so low, if I mess this up, it's not that bad of a landing, okay? Work on that until you can hold it for 5 or 6 seconds and you feel that the shoulders are countering the weight of the hips. Step 2. We're going to bring the elbows up a little higher so the inside of the knee is pushing on the tricep. Really similar because we're still sort of out of position. From here, same hands on the mat. Squeeze the knees into the triceps. And now I'm going to lean, and I'm doing pretty much the same thing. I'm just a little higher. Hopefully by now I've built up some confidence that I'm not going to completely wipe out. Squeezing the knees to the elbows, 1 foot at a time, looking forward so I don't round my spine and fall over. Step 3. This time, we're actually going to externally rotate our arms. This is super important for almost all the arm balances you do from here forward, even a handstand. When I'm out like this, my joints aren't stacked and I'm working my butt off. When I put everything one on top of the other, it's a lot better alignment and easier for me. I have to use a lot less muscle. If you're playing Jenga, you stack the blocks one on top of the other. When they start to get shifted to one side or another, you lose the integrity of the tower. So this is the tricky part. When I externally rotate my arm, my hand goes with it. I want to practice externally rotating the arm, leaving the upper arm, and then rotating the forearm back. Sometimes I can do this by placing the hands on the mat and then rotating out. The nice thing about this radius and ulna bone is that they kind of twist and let our forearm move independently of the upper arm. So I want external rotation of the arm so my elbows are close to my side, like in your chaturanga. Then I'm going to squeeze my knees closer so they connect. So from the front, I have palms on the mat, external rotation of the arms, down lower near the elbows. I'm trying to place my knees, and then I'm going to lean forward. Notice how I brought the arms under me. I don't want to find myself having to jump into place. It's doable, but it's a lot more challenging. It's something you can work on later. So I externally rotate the arms, internally rotate the palms, set my knees from this squat just above my elbows on my tricep. I'm gonna pull the hands back to me a little bit, and now with really active fingers, lean forward, and 1 foot at a time comes off the mat. Notice how I'm trying to keep my feet up so I can sort of control how much weight is behind me. If they're too far straight, that means I'm gonna have a tendency to fall back. If I can squeeze them up high, I'm like in more of a controllable ball. Okay, the last step, the A+, the professional crow, is here. Same thing we just did, but I'm really gonna use my core to bring my knees high to my armpits. So from the front, looks like this. It's as high as they go. They're stuck in the armpits. I bring my hips up and my hands under me. Now, leaning forward, very little work to do. If I need to, I'll wiggle my fingers from the side, like this. Knees used to be out when we started. Now we're squeezing everything into a controllable ball. Lock the knees way up at the armpits. External rotation of the arms, internal rotation of the palms. I lift my hips, plant my fingers, lean forward, 1 foot, 2 foot, in a nice tight ball. I'm squeezing my abs for control, but I still have a bend in my arms, so there's a little shelf to rest my knees on. Last pro tip. This muscle shirt ain't just for the ladies. If I have sweaty skin on material, it sticks better, and it's a lot easier for me to work the pose. Short sleeves and long pants, or long sleeves and short pants is the trick. It's just yoga. Go do it.
But the whole point of the machine is to relieve you of that suffering.